to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. And yes, my microphone is on a edge control brush, whatever. So I just wanted to come today to talk about a question that I saw in a natural moms or natural birthing group on Facebook. And the question was, is a birth class worth it? Regardless of the type of birth that you want to have or that you're planning for or that you end up having, is a class, a childbirth education class worth it? I'm a doula and a childbirth educator and a postpartum recovery practitioner, so I am biased, but also as a mother of two who didn't do any prep the first time and then who got a doula the second time, the short answer is yes. And today I want to go over the reasons just broadly of why I feel that a birth class is absolutely worth it. So don't forget to hit like and subscribe while you're here. And if you've taken a birth or childbirth ed class, tell me in the comments, did it help you? Did it not help you? Not all birth classes are created equal, and not all people teaching the classes know how to teach. But I want to kind of share what you should be looking for if you plan on taking a birth class. So the first thing is look at the curriculum or ask them for the topics. Like, what are they addressing in the curriculum? And first of all, are they going to talk to you about the physiology of birth? So many of us don't even know what our cervix is doing or supposed to be doing in labor and delivery. It's frightening. So when you have a better understanding of the physiology of birth, you get painted a picture of what your cervix is doing, why is it doing that, and what is the end goal of cervix dilation. So we often hear in movies and shows, oh, she's 10 centimeters dilated. What are they referring to? They're not talking about just like your vagina, like they're talking about your cervix, okay? The other thing you're going to learn about are contractions. What are they? They're not this like mysterious thing. They serve a purpose. And yes, they can be painful, they can be intense, it can be jarring. Like I said, someone who's had two different types of births, but you're not just being tortured in medieval times Europe. Your contractions are serving a purpose. Then you'll learn about your uterus, which is both a muscle and an organ. So if you were gonna do an endurance event, wouldn't you be drinking and hydrating during the event so that you don't cramp up or pass out? Well, labor is the same thing. And if you don't understand that your uterus is an organ that requires hydration, electrolytes, and calories to keep working and producing strong contractions so that your labor can end and that your baby can come out safely, you need to understand that. So remember that. The next topic that your childbirth or birthing class should be talking about are the stages and phases of labor. I have like a ton of videos on these, but there's 3 stages of labor and 3 phases of labor. I know, it's like a weird, I don't know, it confused me for the longest while. But there's 3 main stages, and in stage 1 by itself are 3 phases. And I could kind of say that's kind of like what you see in the movies. Someone's water breaking, them screaming, them contractions happening, they're yelling at someone, baby flies out. That doesn't happen for most people, but those 3 phases in themselves happen within the first stage. Baby isn't even born until the second stage of labor. So again, make sure that your birthing class covers the stages and phases of labor. The next thing that your birthing class should be addressing is how to prep your body physically. And I go with body first because you could be mentally in the zone, and I'll talk on the mental piece after, but if your body isn't supple, like if your pelvic floor is not supple, because everyone's like, oh, Kegels, or like, I feel like that is such a 1990s way of thinking about prepping for birth, but it's still happening. I still hear people talk about it. I still get questions about it. There's more to pelvic strength and suppleness than Kegels. So whoever your childbirth educator is, they have to like really weave in, like, here are some exercises that you can do specific to your body type, your compensation patterns, what sports have you done growing up, what is your lifestyle like, to help prep your body to make it both strong, have endurance, but also be supple at the same time. It's like this crazy trifecta of stuff happening so that it can create space for baby, and it could even shorten the time of your labor. The next thing, as I mentioned, is prepping your mind. So the mind is so important because that's what's controlling labor. Your nervous system is what controls labor, just like it controls breathing and your heartbeat. Those are things that you cannot control. So parasympathetic nervous system, or the PNS, that's what's in charge during labor. And if you can learn how to tap into that and just kind of let go of logic, that's a big piece. You're probably wondering, like, okay, how do I do that? Really deep breathing, 3-dimensional or diaphragmatic breathing helps. Meditation helps. Visualization helps. If you're religious, prayer helps. But don't wait till you're in labor to do all those things. Like, you need to start training your PNS how to do that stuff sooner than later. Some people say it's never too late to train and prep for labor. I kind of disagree. Don't wait for the week before. That's all I gotta say. The fourth thing I want to highlight is that your husband or wife or your partner or your boyfriend or your support person, whoever's going to be with you, if it's not your doula, they need to be attending these classes with you. They can't be like on a phone call. I mean, okay, maybe they can step away for 5 minutes, but they need to be there because they're going to be your advocate no matter where you're giving birth. If you're in the birthing center, if you're at home or in the hospital, like, you still need an advocate. Anyway, you have to advocate for yourself no matter where you are. And if your like partner doesn't know what your preferences are for birth or what you're going through right now, they can't really, it makes it harder for them to advocate for you. It makes it harder for them to support you. Nothing should be taken personally in labor. I've had so many people in labor tell their husbands, don't touch me, or don't talk to me, shut up. And then that changes with each contraction or whatever, right? If you're a husband or a boyfriend or partner that hasn't gone to a birthing class, then you don't understand that that person is probably in active labor and approaching transition phase of labor. So if you have that knowledge, or even just a little bit of it, and even if you have a doula and they're supporting you as well, because the doula is also for the partner and support person, you're like, okay, they're going through transition. I just got to do whatever they tell me to. I got to reaffirm them that they're doing beautiful, they're doing well. I have to remind them to deep breathe. And you really can't do that if you don't know what labor is or looks like or what to expect. So partners should definitely attend. And if you have someone come to your home and doing a childbirth education, or you're doing a virtual class, they need to be present. The next thing I want to highlight is take an independent class. What do I mean by that? I mean, take like a reputable class in your community that is not a hospital-led class. And the reason I say that is because they're gonna show you how to have, I feel personally, a medicated birth in the hospital. Not how to advocate for yourself. So while a lot of those classes are free, I did know one hospital near me charges $80 a class, and I was like, what? Some insurance might cover it. Look into things like hypnobirthing. I feel like it's personal preference, but look for an independent birthing class by someone who is a certified childbirth educator, not some random somebody who's had 3 kids. Having 3 children of your own does not make you certified to teach childbirth education. So look for a class that's from a certified childbirth educator. Ask them if their course is scenario based. I like to role play like an overbearing labor delivery nurse or a medically coercive midwife. I like to play those roles, and a lot of that is from personal experience, like what I've seen and experienced firsthand with clients, because that's what you might encounter. And it's fun. And there's no right answer. There's only self-advocacy and asking why. Like, why do you want me to do this? So I think that that's a fun part of birthing education classes. A lot of people are like, oh, what about birthing positions? Sure. And the reason I kind of shrug and say that is because if you are allowed to kind of like labor, just kind of like let it, if you just like, what's the word I'm looking for? If you succumb to labor, you will move your body naturally without anyone telling you what to do. I think learning labor positions is important, for sure. But I do feel like some classes focus a lot of time on that. And then once you get to labor, like there's so much going on that you forget what people taught you. Just like listen and follow your body. So I like to give out a chart in my prenatals that shows all the different possible laboring positions. But when it comes down to it, in the moment, you're going to push that baby out however you feel comfortable. So I'm not anti, like some people are like, don't lay on your back. No, like absolutely do what you got to do to make you feel comfortable to push your baby out. And if it's laboring on your back with a towel under your sacrum, like that's what it is. So that's why I really try to like be careful about how I teach labor positions, because I don't want people to get fixated on a specific position and then they get to labor and they're like, well, I want to birth like this because Janelle said to birth like this. I didn't say to birth like that. I said, here are your options. And some of these might not even apply to you when the time comes. So finally, try not to be last minute. Like, and this is coming from someone who didn't do a birthing class at all with my first. That was only 8 years ago, and they were still talking about Lamaze classes. You can do Lamaze if you want, but don't wait till the last minute. Take a birthing class, maybe around the end of the second trimester, right before you start to build your birth plan. You don't want to wait too late, especially if you have someone that's like, you want to prep physically. It takes like 3 months to start to see any progress or change in your body and your mind as well. So if you're 37 weeks, I mean, like, it's never too late. My biggest takeaway about this, and to answer that person's question on social media, was just don't wing it. Just don't wing childbirth. Like, yeah, maybe you don't want a doula there. Maybe you don't need a doula there. Maybe you're totally entrusting your life with your provider and your hospital. I love that. But you still have to know what is happening to your body, when it's happening, why it's happening, and how you can cope with the transitions of labor. I think when you understand that, you're a little bit more empowered. That's all I have for today. Thank you for tuning in and getting me all riled up about childbirth education classes. I am a certified childbirth educator, like I mentioned. So if you're in the Colorado Springs area, you can book. I like to teach anywhere from 4 to 6 classes per family. If you want to do virtual, if you're somewhere else, we can do virtual as well. I like to have fun with it. I'm transforming my class the more training that I take. So that's great. And if you are like, oh, I don't really want a childbirth ed class, I already have a couple of kids, but I do want to prep my body for childbirth again, I will drop my affiliate link down below in the comment section for the Body Ready Method. I am a certified Body Ready Method Pro as of April 5th. So please, please, please use my code to get your body ready for birth. And if you are a fellow birth worker or body worker and you want to take the course, I've also dropped, you'll get a discount off if you use my code below to register for this upcoming year. So they only do 1 class a year. It starts in October and you graduate in April. It was really intense. And as someone who's not a body worker, I will say I was a little bit overwhelmed in the beginning, but I have seen a significant, like, when people talk about like upgrade or up leveling or whatever, my doula skills have up leveled tremendously in like, yeah, not to toot my own horn, but like faster births because people are coming in prepared, that suppleness I'm talking about, that strength I'm talking about, but also like when I come in the room, like I really take my time to assess the situation, look at the contraction pattern. I'm like, okay, your baby's probably in a weird position. Let's create space in your body and then leave you alone once that space has been created. So thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with anyone you feel might benefit from it. Alrighty, have a good one. Bye. Ooh, my little pattern edge control brush. I'm trying to grow a bob. It's bob season. Yeah.